Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. So today I am going to do a tag called Tarot Community Build by Crescent Dreams Tarot. And I thought this was a great tag. It appealed to me largely by its name and its purpose to build community and get to know each other. The first question is name, pronouns, and our channel name if we have one. So my name is Krista. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a queer indigenous woman, obviously mixed race. I'm Lakota and Cajun, and I live in the Algonquin territories, currently in the Mississippi Rini, which is also known as Lanark County, along the Mississippi, not the Mississippi in the U.S., the Mississippi in Canada. And my channel name is Aunty K's Tarot. And I chose that as my channel name, because I do an auntie's work in my community and in the tarot work that I do. And, K for Krista. All right, next question. So the next question is, how did you get into tarot? I will try and make this quick because I think I've talked about it before. When I was a kid, I went looking for astrology and tarot because my scoop parents, or adopted parents, as some might call them, but I was specifically part of the 60s scoop. So they were, right-wing, racist Christians. And they believed astrology and tarot would take people to hell. But they also believed that being indigenous, I also was destined for hell. So I was interested. I found an astrology book and a tarot deck in a bookstore. I thought the tarot deck was ugly, so I bought the astrology book. Then years later, when I was 21, a member of our community taught me astrology and then later said, look, you need to learn tarot. Like, this would be a good choice for you on a visual aspect. I think you'd do well for it. And she taught me tarot and also introduced me to her tarot teacher. And it really took me a while to get into it. I struggled with it for a long time because I didn't like the art. It was white and I went through decks like one after another. I doubted my ability to read until some of my friends and I started a tarot study buddy set up. And it was then that I realized I could actually read really well for other people. I just struggled with what to ask myself of tarot and answering for myself. But I read really well for other people, and that boosted my confidence in it. I'd also been working on a tarot deck, and then another one. And another one. And by my 5th try, I finally created the Land Back Tarot. And it was in creating the Land Back Tarot, that's when I started my YouTube channel. I'm a Leo rising, and I think that had a lot to do with starting a YouTube channel. That appealed to me. And I was trying to figure out how to come into the larger tarot community, the mainstream tarot community. And a YouTube channel seemed like the way. It also seemed like a good way to introduce my deck. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do on my channel and what I could. I really like doing conversations with other people a lot, but also internet-wise, that has been a struggle for me. So I haven't done as many of them. I've mostly been able to pull those off by pre-recording and editing and putting them together. StreamYard's like doesn't seem to work well for me connection-wise. So that's been an impact in actually being able to do conversations with other tarot tubers. So that is a bit about how my channel got started. What is my tarot aesthetic? The Fortune Queens is a deck that really fits in to my love of color and color explosion aesthetic, as does Desert Illuminations and the Gentle Tarot. I would say I'm not really an animal deck person, but I like that the Gentle Tarot has people and animals. And despite not being really an animal deck person, I am a fan of the very cute Cat Marseille and the Curious Cats Club deck. And, you know, I also really like the Great Lakes Tarot. It's got minimalism, which I like, but with color. And that is also a thing I really like. The Rustic Roots, and look, I etched it. It has, you know, pops of color and, you know, with this simplistic design, although it's not really simplistic, it's kind of minimalist. And brown is one of my 3 favorite colors, along with pink and turquoise. And so I think if it had been like a white background or a gray, that wouldn't have worked for me. But with brown, that's a color I love, and so that really works. And in that like brown tones, I really also like the 5th Spirit, and then it's got like all these colors as well, and so I really like that. The Rana George Lenormand, and I etched it too. I really love this aesthetic as a Lenormand because we've got like the people inserts, and it's very scenic while also being clear what we're looking at, and that scenic quality to it lets me feel like I'm in there looking at it in person versus just a symbol. I think that the Key Master Tarot does it for me aesthetic wise too. I love, you know, this mutedness and then like all these fantastic patterns going on in it. And so that will get us into my favorite reading systems. I started with RWS, but as far as favorite systems go, my favorite systems would, you know, be Marseille and Lenormand and playing cards. And I think that's what I like about the Keymaster Tarot is you have both playing card and Marseille symbols going on here in the pips. So these are my favorite systems. I find them a lot more open to read with, and that fits in with predictive reading for me, which is what I do. I I feel pretty confident in Marseille and Lenormand, and I am working on and learning in the playing card systems. This is my donut deck, which I'm also really happy with the colors. The blues are all out for a reason. This is colorful. It's rainbowy. You can see my notes on these cards as I'm learning playing cards. So the next question is, what are your favorite majors? So the Lovers is Gemini, and, my Sun and Mercury are a Gemini, but I don't think it's my favorite. The Tower is absolutely one of my favorite majors, as is the Devil. I just like all that kind of disruption and upheaval, I guess. And I'm also a big fan of the Moon. My favorite suit in the minors would be the Wands or the Clubs. I think it's all that action that I really like. It gives me a sense of feeling like I know what to do. And so that is my favorite suit. And as far as the majors I identify with. So at one point I would have told you it was the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands. But I also really feel like I've grown, and I knew I was growing out of these as my significator cards. And I was feeling a lot more Queen of Wands. And then a friend said to me, in their reading, the Queen of Wands came up. And this is also a friend who uses playing cards. And she said, and I knew it was you because, the Queen of Wands is like this action-orientated, dark-haired widow. And I am an action-orientated, dark-haired widow, who has advice to give. This is absolutely also me. And while I still feel these, the Queen of Swords, I think to some extent more than the Knight of Wands, I definitely feel like I'm coming into, my Aunty phase of life, super solid, and I am that dark-haired widow. Is cardstock a big deal for you? Absolutely. Like, this deck would really be up my alley. Is Dream Visions, and it would totally be up my alley visually, but it is super hard to shuffle. If a cardstock is a 350 GSM, I am no longer buying it. I am just not interested in a deck that I can't shuffle. When I purchase decks, mostly I am purchasing them to use for work, which leads into the next question. Do you read for others? Yes, I do. I work on Purple Ocean and Purple Garden. My name on there is Aunty Krista if you want to find me for readings. And so I read for other people, and I need to be able to shuffle a deck. This is a deck I really quite enjoy. I struggled with it at one point, took me extra work. It doesn't anymore, but it's also actually hard to shuffle because of the size. Like, it is taller than an average deck, which means that I can't do this particularly well. It's like I struggle, and it's too narrow to do corner to corner. So not as only is cardstock an issue for me, like the size. If it's an oversized deck, it needs to be wide enough to shuffle corner to corner. And the cardstock needs to be a stock that I can manage. So yeah, cardstock is an issue for me. And yes, I do read professionally for other people. Deck I am excited about for this year. I don't know. I am excited that the Squid Cake Marseille is coming out mass market. I am probably going to get it. There's a deck that I found this year at MPC called the Diverse Marseille, and it's a deck that I'm just saving up for and excited to get this year. So I think that kind of fits. All right, the lightning round. Tea or coffee? Coffee. Colors or monochrome? Colors. Flora or fauna? Fauna. I like the flora, but I am allergic to so many types of trees, even though I love them and enjoy them. Cats or dogs? Both. I think I got some of these lightning rounds out of order. Favorite time of day? Like 1 or 2 p.m. in the summer, specifically when it's like gloriously hot and sunny. Favorite things other than tarot, art, reading. I love me a good lecture or symposium. That is my idea of like total fun. And those are my favorite things other than tarot. I hope you all have a good day, folks, and I will see you later.